Yes, I agree. As a lay educator, I mean, whether you are a lay person or a religious person, you need the three identities to be able to function in Catholic school. Your religious identity is important, your educational identity, and your personal identity, because you need that spiritual capital to be able to function in Catholic schools. But delving deeper into the significance of prayer, could you elaborate on why fostering a robust prayer culture is crucial within the context of Catholic schools?
Yeah, you know that the task that the Kali schools seek to perform is not a simple one. You know, just to make it very clear, you know that Kali schools are making effort to snatch young minds away from the devil, and it's not something that is just ordinary. You know, so ordinarily the devil and the evil forces, they are not happy with such. You know, you can imagine yourself, holding a treasure tenaciously, and somebody wants to snatch it away from you. Ordinarily, you will fight against, the person in order to retain what you are holding. So that's exactly how I see the spiritual aspect of Catholic school. You know, the effort is to snatch many souls away from the devil and his agents, and they are not happy. And since they are not happy, they are making also every effort to counter the work and the effort of Catholic schools. And all these things are what the things that play underneath, spiritually. And that is why St. Paul reminds us in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, that we are wrestling not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers in high places. So this is an aspect of Catholic school that really managers and proprietors need to open their eyes, to us. Sometimes we are so carried away, like you said in your last presentation, with the influence of secularism. We just want to conform to the standard, but we have spiritual dimension. We have spiritual dimension. So if the prayer life is not made to be very strong, a robust prayer life, then it means that the devil will be succeeding in such schools. The devil will be doing serious negative work in such schools, such that efforts, to raise up these young people will be like a waste of time, because the devil will be, even in such schools, even stories abound wherein the devil will now even using some of the students, you talk about initiation and all that, using some of the students to make sure that the work going on in the school is just brought to, a meaninglessness, you know. So it's a very big problem. But once we have a robust prayer formation, prayer life, it will go a long way to countering this spiritual, effort of the devil to water down the effort of Catholic schools in forming young generation that will be of utmost importance both to the society and to the church. So without a robust prayer life, the devil will surely be succeeding in such school. And what does it mean? That at the end of the day, we have young people who are not properly formed in order to face the challenge that they are meant to face in the society, to correct the errors in the society. Instead, they will leave the Catholic schools and become even worse, sometimes worse than even they came. So, and at the end of the day, the effort has been the effort has been defeated. So that is why we really need to have a very robust prayer life in Catholic schools. It counters a lot of spiritual challenges here.
And thank you so very much, Father, for all of that. And it is also our responsibility, our duty as Catholic educators to guide students against all these challenges, right?
So,
Thank you
sure.
for clarifying that. We know prayers also serve as invaluable tools for catechesis, right? teaching us valuable lessons about our faith. Could you kindly share some examples of these prayers that should be incorporated within our educational setting?
Yeah, we understand clearly that the Holy Mass is the highest form of prayer. I've in one of my presentations online, I've tried to clarify why the Holy Mass is the highest form of prayer, because Jesus Christ, the Holy Mass is the only prayer that Jesus Christ is both the offerer and the offered. As the highest prayer, it should also be incorporated into our Catholic education. Sorry to say this, that sometimes you find Catholic schools where from month to month, no Mass is celebrated. Maybe they feel that they are very busy, or sometimes maybe they have non-Catholics and they feel that celebrating Mass will be like excluding such people. It's not true. We really need, like you said earlier, we really need to maintain our identity. When one decides to come to a Catholic school, the person, of course the parents, they know that this is a Catholic school, and Catholic school has its identities, that has to be preserved. So we cannot lose our identity on the altar of trying to, accommodate everybody. No, in as much as yes, we also accommodate them where necessary, but we also maintain our own identity. That's why sometimes I have problems with some Catholics who maybe during prayers, where when they have maybe non-Catholics, they will not want to begin their prayer with the sign of the cross, with the excuse that maybe some who are part of the prayers are not Catholics. Even if they are not Catholics, if you are leading in the prayer as a Catholic, you should be able to set up your identity as also if they were to lead in prayer. I mean, non-Catholics, they may not begin with the sign of the cross. They are upholding their own identity. So why can't we uphold our own identity? So the Holy Mass should be incorporated as prayer, in the Catholic school. Of course, the Holy Rosary, yesterday, I made a presentation online on the efficacy of the Holy Rosary, and it was very wonderful. And many persons also shared their testimonies, of course. And one of the things I said, that the Holy Rosary is a compendium of prayers, and it is also the summary of the entire gospel, beginning from incarnation to ascension, the summary of the entire gospel. So with the Holy Rosary also incorporated in Catholic schools, it will also be wonderful. It may not be every day, but they may have days in the week when they, I know a Catholic school at Onitsha, I think every last Friday of the month or so, they will have Rosary procession around the school premises, so it should also be incorporated. The manager can decide either to be having Rosary in common, either twice in a month or even once in a week or thereabout, And then, of course, the students and pupils should also be encouraged to always say their Rosary. We should be able to uphold our identity. And of course, the other prayers of the Catholic Church, and I'm also thinking that within the Catholic school, they should also have prayer associations, this what they call pious association, wherein the students will also be encouraged to join some of these associations in order to develop their prayer life, and then in the different aspects of prayer of the Catholic Church. Some may wish to join the charismatics, some may wish to join the Legion of Marys, some may wish to join the Precious Blood. These are different aspects and the prayer disposition of Catholic Church, according to how you feel that your own personality is attuned to. So they should also be encouraged. And of course, the summary of it is that there should be a regular and frequent, prayer life, so that the young ones will, just like what happened in Luke chapter 11 from verse 1 to 4. It was because the apostles, they were seeing Jesus Christ praying often and on, often that on one occasion they said, Lord, teach us how to pray. So when we make, we create an environment of prayer. Yes, it's not only prayer that we have come to do in the Catholic. Of course, we are learning, like you said, the Catholic school should be holistic. It should be holistic. So we shouldn't negate any aspect, So, but the pupils, the students should feel an atmosphere of prayer, and not just, doing every other thing just like every other. There should be something different, from a Catholic school and maybe any other school there. So it's very, very important. Yeah.
Thank you so very much for elaborating on this aspects of prayers that we should incorporate.